me, I watch you face to face. Clouds of the west, sun there, half an hour high. I see you also face to face.
We descend upon you and all things. We arrest you all. We realize the soul only by you, you faithful solids and fluids.
Walt Whitman was a poet of New York Harbor. As he sailed, rowed, or canoed along the banks of Staten Island, he interacted with many oyster harvesters. There is no doubt that African American men and women were part of Walt Whitman's harbor. As an author and editor of many Brooklyn publications, it was no secret that Whitman had a huge appetite for oysters. Whitman frequented Manhattan oyster centers. The most fashionable oyster house was operated by Thomas Downing, a free black man who also came to New York from the Chesapeake Bay area. Whitman's images of blast furnaces glowing red along the shoreline in the night served as a symbol of the controversial abolitionist movement. Whitman's gaze upon the waterfront dredged its own thoughts of evil. This was the face of the nation, as much a part of the landscape as the brilliant sunset beyond the tranquil hills of Staten Island, where my family and I still live today.
He's an example of bringing voice to public space and connecting to so many people across the land. A few lines from there was a child went forth. There was a child went forth every day, and the first object he looked upon, that object he became, and that object became part of him for the day, or a certain part of the day, or for many years, or stretching cycles of years. So big vision, mega mind, containing multitudes, all the things we know about him.
Whitman took the most obscure and the most disparate elements that he encountered through his life and through his travels and always looked at them in terms of connectivity. And how did they connect to each other? As he says in Crossing Brooklyn Ferry, 50 years hence, others will see them as they cross. 100 years hence, or ever so many 100 years hence, others will see them. Whitman knew that it had this way of linking, if you will, 50 years hence, 100 years hence.
I'm Chelsea Clark, and I'm a 9th grader at the New York Harbor School, and I'm excited to share our love of the harbor with Whitman. I am Avery Binns. I am in 10th grade at the New York Harbor School, and I am very proud to be in a school that's helping to pursue my dream as well as Walt Whitman, because we have the same dreams of restoring the harbor and bringing back the beauty that it once had.
I'm Matthew Davis. I'm a junior at the New York Harbor School. I just want to wish Walt Whitman a happy birthday, and I'm truly grateful that I get this opportunity to share this poem with everyone about how we're restoring the New York Harbor.
I'm Faith Beejan. I'm a sophomore at the New York Harbor School, and I'm excited to read this poem which reflects Walt Whitman's dream of a beautiful harbor that I can say I'm helped restoring.
Crowds of men and women attired in unusual costumes. How curious you are to meet. On the ferry boats, the hundreds and hundreds that cross, returning home, are more curious to me than you suppose.
Mississippi catfish, how'd you get in such a fix? Staring out at New York City, through his pet shop window, it's a pity you can't be right now on the train heading home. If I'd arranged to pay the fare, would you do me a favor when you got there?
It's the mothers of creatures yet unborn, the car drawn, the key turned. In 45 years, 60% of the Earth's wildlife has disappeared. Which ferries do you see us crossing in 45 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 5 minutes? Though they preach apocalypse, we know in the dirt the blotting out of death cannot be stopped.
The presence of the ferry itself, that also is another symbol of connectivity, going from Brooklyn to Manhattan and back again. The water that flows under and around the ferry is another great metaphor that Whitman employs to signify circularity and human connection. It laps the land masses that it touches, both Brooklyn as well as Manhattan. It represents another image of people flowing across the ferry and living on either sides of the water. And it represents the flow of time, too. It represents the flow of history.
On this road I'm walking on, I can see my way. Paradise I'm living for, each and every day. Crossroads of the past, nothing more to say. Good times now, I can find my way.
So we're celebrating his 200th and with great homage and made it help educate our world. You look to the poets for the history. And poetry is news that stays news.
Was playing one day by Montego Bay when the Asian man come to we. He say he liked the way does he hear us play. Would we like to go with him to the USA? We say we don't know, man, just what to say. Things are far too big in the USA. He said, I'll take you to this place, have no fear. There's an island way up north that's much like here. He say, go Brooklyn. Brooklyn is an island too. Look it up. Oh, Brooklyn. Brooklyn is an island too.
We're all here to celebrate Whitman's vision. Whitman knew we would be here. He knew that we would take care of the harbor, and he applauds our efforts. We cannot disappoint him.